About 3/4 of all businesses are sole traders. More than 90% of all businesses are fewer than 9 employees. They all need to do their expenses, keep track of their billing, do productivity stuff basically, keep records. The overview of this project is that we're trying to create a bot-style mobile app for that kind of practical task that the small business or sole trader could use. And this person is going to be someone who doesn't normally use an app, but will text or use a messaging app. So they need to be able to use a simple message-style user interface. They need to be able to type in natural language because they don't have the patience to do anything else. They're not going to install a whole lot of new functionality on their machine. And of course, it all needs to be secure and authenticated.
Yeah, I'll start at the heart of it, which is obviously Firebase. And as some of the other teams have mentioned, that's backend as a service. So it's a database. We didn't actually have to build a server or a REST API, which is probably why we liked it so much. And then we actually have 2 front ends, as Joe has mentioned. So we've got a web front end, which was built with React and Redux. And we've got the bot front end, which that was a Microsoft bot framework that we used for the bot. Both of those front ends were authenticated with Facebook. And on the bot side, that was also integrated with Lewis, which is a natural language recognition API. The idea is that that bot would be sort of deployed to a Facebook Messenger, so you could just use the Facebook Messenger app to use that bot, so you wouldn't even need to download anything new at all onto your phone.
The majority of usage is going to be on the bot, so the idea was to just have it purely in natural language. The idea is that they just type out one string of text and that gets posted, and then after they've posted that, they get to review notes or edit that if they want to. So I'll show you what the bot does. At the moment, this isn't deployed to Facebook because of the issues we have with them as a company. But when this is, get started would come up. So that's the initial conversation, like this is how you use the bot. It's all very straightforward because it's natural language, so you just need to, in the case of a note, you need to try and use the keyword note just to make sure it gets added to the right place. So just note. So you put that across, that goes and pastes it to the database, and then at that point you can either edit the note, which will take you to our website, and then you can do it on there, but the front end guys show you that, or you can press on recent notes, and it will show you the most recent ones. So you get just a carousel of kind of 5, 6 most recent notes. With natural language, you can do things like using synonyms, so you don't have to actually use the word expense. You could do something like spend £3.50 parking, charge to Northcoders. So, but the other thing that we built in as well is that if you don't put in a cash amount, or actually kind of say, well, no, expense doesn't really work without that, so you can do expense for stationery. And then they come back and say, actually, yeah, how much was that? So I really bloody like stationery. So I'll come through with that. So.
Oh, this is now going to Facebook because we're already hopefully logged in. And then you can see the latest expenses where you can see the stationery's got through. And then if we collapse that, we can also look at the latest notes. If they're too short, there's a view button that toggles, and we can also edit. So if we wanted then to edit, you can rest soon, but not quite yet. And then you can also search them. Don't know why this is strange, so we can search for a word on the expenses. So this should work. Northcoders, for example, and if we wanted to, we could set start and end dates, but we're not going to do that now. And so this brings back everything that we've charged to Northcoders, or has Northcoders mentioned on it.
You've got all the information online, or if you want to use the bot, you can view all your information. But if you wanted to have it locally, if you wanted to download it locally, yeah, you can go down here, and if you see the download CSV button, you can press that button, and it will hopefully download all the data to your local device. You click that, you can see all your information. All the information will be downloaded onto their device, and if they wanted to like print it off or whatever, they're free to do so.
Yeah, and if you don't put certain things in, it will obviously tell you. So if you decided it cost ABC, it won't accept it. So if you put in an invalid amount, and you need to put in an expense description as well, just to make sure.
And one pretty easy thing actually would be to deploy the bot through other channels, and I think maybe in a different universe we'd have chosen a different channel, maybe because Facebook turned out to be not as easy as we'd hoped. But you know, the Microsoft bot supports Slack, SMS, all sorts of channels that could take this, and possibly all of them, in fact. So plenty of ideas for the future. I think it would be a saleable product. It's got, I think there's real desire for it from at least one person. So, you know, if I charge her $5,000, we might even cover our expenses. Thank you. Cheers.